Welcome to Pattaya Info, your reliable source for stories that shape life across Pattaya and Chonburi and reveal the pulse of Thailand's most talked about city. Let's begin tonight with our top local stories. Over 3 million meth pills seized in a massive Chonburi drug raid. Police officers from the Narcotics Suppression Bureau, working side by side with Chonburi Provincial Police, have carried out a dramatic midnight raid on a suspected drug mansion in the Nong Heen area. Inside the property, investigators uncovered a shocking haul: over 3.3 million methamphetamine pills hidden within the walls and storage rooms of the Thai-style mansion. Authorities revealed that this operation followed weeks of intelligence gathering after tips indicated that the house was being used as a major stash point for a northern Thailand drug network distributing narcotics across the eastern provinces. One male suspect was arrested at the scene, while 3 others managed to flee into a nearby forest, reportedly armed with guns. A massive manhunt is now underway as police expand the investigation and pursue information about an additional 4 million meth pills believed to be linked to the same syndicate. Provincial Police Region 2 has ordered every unit under its command to intensify suppression efforts against drug trafficking and coordinate with national and local agencies to dismantle criminal operations at every level. In a firm statement, senior officers declared, "We will relentlessly fight the drug menace, leaving no safe haven for traffickers." This record-breaking seizure marks one of the largest drug raids in Chonburi this year, highlighting Thailand's ongoing war against narcotics. Teenager shot dead in Pattaya road rage incident over verbal taunt. A tragic case of youth violence has once again shaken Pattaya after a 17-year-old boy lost his life in what police describe as a senseless act of revenge sparked by nothing more than a shouted insult. The tragedy unfolded early Saturday morning on Pong Khao Mai Khao Road. Witnesses say a group of teenagers riding motorcycles exchanged taunts before one group decided to chase the other to settle the matter. The victim, identified as Anupong Tamabun, known to friends as Ta, was riding as a passenger on a motorbike driven by his friend Rachet Pet Leela when the confrontation turned deadly. According to a 13-year-old witness, the opposing group suddenly stopped, and without any warning, one rider pulled out what looked like a small pen gun and fired a single bullet directly into Anupong's back. The shot pierced his ribcage, hitting a major artery near his heart. Despite desperate efforts to rush him to Pattaya Memorial Hospital, he was pronounced dead minutes later. The young witness told reporters, "We never had any fight with them. The younger kids were insulted, and we just wanted to talk." Police are now reviewing mobile phone footage recorded by bystanders showing the suspected shooters group returning to the scene shortly after the attack. Officers from Nong Prue Police Station have launched a full-scale manhunt, while grieving family members gathered at the hospital demanding justice. The incident has reignited public concern about gang rivalries and the alarming spread of illegal firearms among local teenagers. It comes just 2 days after another violent confrontation in which a Pakistani DJ was assaulted by more than 10 men in a separate road rage incident in South Pattaya. Residents are calling for stricter enforcement and education to prevent another young life from being lost so needlessly. Motorcyclist severely injured after crashing into a parked pickup truck in heavy rain near Pattaya. Heavy monsoon rain turned the roads slick and nearly cost a young man his life when his red Honda MSX motorcycle slammed into the back of a parked pickup truck on Highway 331 heading towards Saudahip. The crash happened around 11:30 a.m. Saturday, near the U-turn point by Pattaya Country Club Golf Course. Emergency responders from the Savang Borabun Thamasathan Rescue Foundation rushed to the scene, where they found the 25-year-old rider Jakrapat Siangrat lying on the ground with a broken leg and deep cuts on his face. His motorcycle was completely wrecked, its front twisted from the high-speed impact. The blue Mazda fighter pickup involved had been parked on the roadside. Its owner, 41-year-old Prakong Buncham, told police he had stopped briefly to retrieve items from his truck bed when he suddenly heard a deafening crash. He turned around, only to see the motorcyclist sprawled across the road. He believes the rider might not have noticed the parked truck due to poor visibility caused by the heavy rain. Police from Hoi Ai Station have taken photographs and collected evidence as part of their investigation. They also reminded all drivers to use hazard lights and reflective signals whenever stopping during heavy rain to avoid similar tragedies. Tragic CCTV footage captures teen boy's fatal high-speed motorcycle crash in Sri Racha. A chilling accident in Sri Racha has left an entire community mourning after a 17-year-old student was killed in a high-speed motorcycle crash that was all caught on surveillance cameras. The incident took place around 8:30 p.m. on the Sri Racha Nong Yai Bu Road in front of the Kin Arai D restaurant. Police and rescue teams from the Savong Prateep Foundation arrived to find a devastating scene: a white Honda Giorno completely shattered and a young rider lying motionless nearby. He was identified as Mr. Thrit Moonbang, a student at a well-known private school in Sri Racha. Witnesses told officers that the teen had been speeding at over 100 kilometers per hour when his bike clipped another black motorcycle, lost control, and skidded nearly 30 meters before smashing into a utility pole. The crash was so violent that debris was scattered across the entire lane. Moments later, CCTV footage captured a heartbreaking sight: Thrit's parents arriving at the scene, collapsing in tears as they held their son's body. The mother cried out, "I told him not to ride so fast. He never listened." Witnesses described the sound of roaring engines followed by the screech of metal. One man eating nearby said, "The bike was modified for racing. The speed was terrifying." Police have taken custody of the footage and are searching for the other motorcycle rider who left the scene immediately after the crash. Authorities urge young riders to remember that no thrill is worth a life, and that reckless speed continues to be one of Thailand's leading causes of road fatalities. 2-year-old boy trapped in locked car rescued safely by Pattaya emergency teams. And finally, a story with a happy ending. A 2-year-old boy, accidentally locked inside a parked car in Pattaya, was dramatically rescued by quick-thinking volunteers from the Savong Borabun Rescue Foundation. The incident took place around 6:20 p.m. on Soi Crake, Mu 4. Witnesses noticed the toddler crying inside a gold Mazda sedan as the frantic father tried desperately to open the door. Rescuers arrived within minutes using specialized unlocking tools to carefully pry open the car door after a tense 20-minute effort. The child, identified only as Gio, was pulled out safely and reunited with his relieved father, 48-year-old Worathap Vongbat. Mr. Vorathap told reporters he had parked briefly to buy soybean milk and left his son in the vehicle for just a moment when the curious boy accidentally pressed the lock button. Unable to open the door, the panicked father immediately called emergency services. Rescue officials later reminded all parents that leaving children unattended in a vehicle, even for a short time, can be deadly. Inside temperatures can rise dangerously, leading to suffocation or heat stroke in minutes. Thankfully, in this case, the story ended safely thanks to the community's quick response. And that wraps up tonight's coverage from Pattaya Info. From record drug raids to heartbreaking youth violence and life-saving rescues, we remain committed to bringing you verified and human stories from across Pattaya, Chonburi, and beyond. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more local updates right here on Pattaya Info. Good night and take care.